Today I want to talk about something I hear often from young people, usually on social media, or like I overhear in conversations. And I think I've heard more and more of it recently, and I think social media is to blame for that. So this is to answer people who say, I hate myself. And I was inspired. I recently watched this interview with Billie Eilish. And she's talking about, she's breaking down the lyrics to the song, I Don't Want to Be You Anymore. And she's saying it means like looking in the mirror, I don't want to be you anymore, like yourself. And it really struck me because it's normal to have those feelings. And she was kind of putting it like, what's wrong with me? Why do I feel like I hate myself? Like I'm messed up kind of thing. And it's not messed up, it's normal. The most famous, successful, confident looking people feel like that all the time. Every day people struggle with this, especially people who do a lot and accomplish a lot. The only people who every day wake up and like all day are like, I am so great, I love my body, I love my thoughts, I love everything I do, everything I touch turns to gold. Those are like narcissists and sociopaths. And you don't, or people that are just on a lot of drugs, I don't know, but you probably don't want to be that person. So if you struggle with like hating yourself, that means you're normal. That means like your brain chemistry is functioning normally. And especially if you're younger, if you're like a teenager or like your early 20s, like your brain isn't formed yet. Sorry. And I promise that stuff kind of dies down, but you'll have like higher peaks and valleys, and lower valleys when you're younger. So I promise it does just naturally level out a little bit when you get older. But yeah, it's normal to have moments where you hate yourself. And if you are self-aware enough that like you're struggling with that, you're already like way ahead of the game. It's the people who legitimately hate themselves who wouldn't even say that. Like if someone really thinks everything about them is wrong and they hate everything about themselves, they won't admit that. You ask that kind of person like, hey, is everything all right? They're like, yeah, I'm fine. That's the kind of person who really should be working on themselves. They haven't even gotten to the level of like, I'm struggling with self-confidence or whatever, self-esteem, or liking myself. That if you want to work on stuff like that, you're actually there, whether you realize it or not. You're like where you need to be. You just think you're not where you need to be because of fucking social media. Because like at one point in the video, Billy was like, I see all these people that are like, yay, I'm so happy to be me, I love my body, or whatever it is. They're fake. Like there will be moments in your life where you feel that way. You like, once a month or a year, whatever, you look in the mirror and you're like, I like how I'm looking today. Like, I'm feeling okay. Like, it just means your brain chemicals happen to be, like, doing well. Maybe you just had some coffee and, like, you slept well or something and you just don't have a lot on your plate at the moment or whatever it is. Yeah, you're gonna have those moments. And then people take a picture of themselves and post, like, I'm finally doing better. I'm really just killing it today. Happy to be me. And they post that on social media. And I know it's because they want to increase their own self-confidence, but as soon as you post something like that, other people see it and they feel like shit. They see it and they're like, what's wrong with me that I don't feel like that? Like, I never feel like that. Like, why did she get to feel like that? Or they get to feel like that? That's because it's like you know what? That person who posted that photo, maybe like 10 minutes later, they like texted the person they're dating and had this shitty conversation and now they feel like shit again. Like, You don't know. You just see that 1 second snapshot, or like whatever it takes to make a picture. It's like less than 1 second. You just know that they were happy for long enough to write that caption. And there's a good chance people who post that kind of stuff all the time feel like phonies. If you really get to know them and ask them, sometimes those people will be like, I just know that people really like stuff when I get a lot of likes when I post, confident stuff, but I actually feel like fake about it, And then the same thing, I think it's just as bad for both yourself and other people to post like, I'm feeling bad, I'm like having a really hard time. I know the idea is like getting support from your friends, which is very important. But whether, when you're about to post something, either I feel so great or I feel shitty, before you post that you're going to get some kind of response. And I really truly believe like your self-confidence has to come from within, as lame as that sounds. And so you may feel like, oh, I'm confident, so I'm just sharing it with people. It came from within. But if you're posting, that people are going when you're doing it, the people are going to look at it and they're going to comment on it and like it. So that is shaping your own mentality. You didn't just naturally feel so good that Instagram knew it and posted for you. Like, you did it. You knew there's going to be a reaction. So you are looking for an outside thing. Why don't you try feeling good and just like sitting there with it and think about why you feel good, and then maybe helping a friend who's not feeling good, instead of posting I feel great and having someone else see it and be like, what the fuck's wrong with me? I feel like I really hate myself because this person is great and I should be that way. But that's not normal. I think if, Instagram was accurate, everyone would just be posting selfies constantly that just say like, meh, I'm alive. Like that, but that's not interesting. You don't want to like be like, hey, I'm breathing. Like, I just used the toilet. That's, most of life isn't like, I'm amazing, or like, I hate myself. Like, that's just what people post. And then, so you're just constantly scrolling through that stuff. You think those are like the only ways to be. And you think it's wrong to be upset with yourself, or it's like weird and it's something you need to fix and you need to reach out to people right now. But maybe you just need to sit with it and take 20 minutes and take a deep breath and do something dumb, watch some TV, and then you'll feel better, instead of just throwing it out there into the world and then getting other people to add energy to that negative feeling. People giving you sympathy, I know that's like human society and we're supposed to help each other, but they are just making you think of yourself feeling bad and needing sympathy more. It's just increasing it. And a lot of people aren't going to agree with me, especially younger people who that's just where their social life completely is online. It's on Instagram and it's on Twitter and it's on Facebook. But sorry, your feelings are going to come and go, and just putting snapshots of them online is acting like there are only highs and lows and there's no in-betweens, and you're going to think about your own feelings more than you need to. Honestly, like, feelings are there. Like, you decide to do stuff and you do it, and sometimes your feelings help you and sometimes they get in the way, but they're not everything. They're natural, sometimes great things that come and go. So yeah, don't act like it's either the end of the world or the best thing ever if you have some good or bad feelings. And just really keep in mind that what you post might make other people feel a certain way about themselves. Like, if you feel great, that's great. Support other people who don't. When you're good and you have that energy, spread it to other people. But, like, feeling positive about your body is good. But I think a better thing to aim for is just feeling neutral about your body, about your mind, about your life, is just because that's most of what life is just being like, take it or leave it. I guess I'm me. Here I am, stuck being me. Just keep doing it. I don't know. I don't know if that was helpful at all, but just remember that the messages you see are probably what's making you think you're not confident enough. Is just because you see all these people making it look like they're eternally confident and feeling perfect all the time, and they're not. That's just a snapshot. And there's nothing wrong with you if you feel like you hate yourself sometimes, or a lot of the time. If you're still moving and you're still doing the things you want to do and you're still being nice to other people and creating positive relationships, then you're doing what you need to do. If your self-hatred is stopping you from doing anything and you're hurting other people, that's when you need to really work with a therapist and figure that shit out. But if it's just like this annoying thing you think about too much, try not to look at stupid Instagram for a couple of days. I bet you'll even out. Once you realize, most people aren't, you're not going to walk up to your friend and they're going to be like, I feel amazing today. Look at my beautiful face. Like, that's only going to be on the internet. Like, when you're just existing in the real world and you're just looking at trees and houses and dogs and other people, those false highs and lows aren't there. So if you feel shitty about yourself, say, hey, I feel shitty about myself. So don't all the other people I admire all the time, probably. Guess I'm normal. That's it. I hope that's helpful. I feel shitty about myself all the time, but I just don't let it stop me. I just do stuff anyway, and then next thing I know, I'm like, oh, that feeling went away. That's nice. And then it comes back, and then it goes away. And like I said, if you never have that feeling, probably check yourself. If you always have that feeling or you never have that feeling, you might be out of balance, and you should really think about the role that the messages coming to you from social media are having in that, because it might not be coming from you. That self-hatred might not be coming from you at all. It might be because you've absorbed this idea that you're supposed to feel great about yourself all the time, which is so fucking wrong. Okay? You're gonna be great. See you next time. Bye.